Good evening and thank you for joining us. Marina Park was alive with music yesterday as the annual Wake the Giant Music Festival marked its 5th anniversary. The event, which aims to welcome Indigenous youth to the city, drew thousands to the waterfront to listen to a musical lineup that included Thunder Bay-born Coleman Hell, Walk Off the Earth, and Saturday's headliner, the Arkells. Jessica Clement reports.
Saturday's lineup for Wake the Giant was packed with a mix of local favorites as well as some big names in the music scene to help celebrate the festival's 5th year. Hometown hero Coleman Hell was the afternoon headliner. He played an hour-long set that included his newer music, along with more familiar tunes. Hell previously performed at the first Wake the Giant festival back in 2019 and said it was an honor to be back.
It's so important. It's really exciting to see how much it's grown and blossomed since the first time I played it. And just, I don't know, playing in front of my hometown, my friends, my family, all the beautiful people that live here. I mean, nothing compares to it.
DJ Shub followed Hell's performance and was joined by a jingle dress dancing group that featured students from Dennis Franklin Cromartie High School. The festival is the end of a 3-day orientation for Indigenous youth who travel from remote communities to Thunder Bay to attend school. The students are involved in all aspects of the event. Tessa Harper, a DFC graduate, was this year's MC as well as the designer of the posters and shirts. She says over the years, Wake the Giant has helped her come out of her shell.
First year, I used to be like one of the shyest, quietest kids you ever in the back, and now I'm an MC this year and I'm like the designer of the posters. So from a student perspective, this festival, the more you let it help you, the more it does.
The Arkells finished off the night and got the crowd rocking out to their various hits, including Leather Jacket.
They're incredible. Like they're really top of the heap in terms of music right now. Canadian music specifically. We are ecstatic to have them here, and they're kind of Canada's sweethearts right now.
Co-organizer AJ Hoppa says the 5th annual Wake the Giant was a huge success, and he hopes they'll be able to continue it year after year. He adds that the festival does a lot for the youth coming into the community.
I think that our kids are feeling safer and more welcome when they come to town to go to school for 9 months a year. This is also a vehicle for the community at large to learn a little more about First Nations culture and history and traditions, and we're able to infuse a little more of that every year.
An estimated 5,000 people were in attendance on Saturday. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Thunder Bay continues to keep Terry Fox's legacy alive as the Lakehead Rotarians hosted the 44th annual Terry Fox Run earlier this afternoon. Residents endured the 26-degree heat and joined the thousands of people around the world running for cancer research. This year's run looked a little different as participants started and ended at the Current River Community Center and only had to travel along the east side of Boulevard Lake. Over the years, the Thunder Bay branch has raised close to $700,000 through donations and pledges, with all proceeds going towards the Terry Fox Foundation. 8-year-old Lilia Irwin and her family raised over $1,400 for the 5-kilometer event. She says she's running for her grandma.
People who had cancer or who is having cancer right now deserve money to get better.
As everybody knows, Terry's run ended in Thunder Bay. So I think Thunder Bay's always had strong support for the Terry Fox Run. You see it every year in terms of money raised and people coming out. And I can't see that changing. I think every year it'll continue the same event.
Donations to the Terry Fox Foundation can be made online at terryfox.org. The Regional Food Distribution Association says it's struggling to keep up with the growing demand. That's the focus of a deputation the RFDA will be providing to City Council at tomorrow's meeting. A report from the organization says food bank usage has increased 33%. The RFDA fears it may have to eliminate home deliveries unless it finds funding. Also during the meeting, the recommendation to scrap the majority of the James Whalen tug after it was pulled from last week's agenda. The vessel's bridge, stack, and some railings could be preserved for future display. It's expected to cost $540,000. That's if Council moves forward with that option. The Ontario government is investing more in a local family well-being program. Healthy Babies, Healthy Children supports pregnant women and families with young children by connecting them to prevention, identification, and intervention services. The announcement was made by Thunder Bay Atikokan MPP Kevin Holland, which increases Ontario's investment in the program by $89,000. It brings the total base funding to nearly $1.3 million. Program manager Rosemary Scoffitch explains what the money will do.
What will allow me to do as a program manager is I can hire a contract nurse, which will help us to meet service deliverables. For example, we do have a small wait list, so we can address those families waiting. And then, because of inflationary costs, we have had to cut from our budget in other areas. So this will allow us to top up those areas that we previously cut from.
Really impressed upon me the work that's being done, the importance of this service to our community and to the young families, and making sure that our children are getting that healthy first start in life.
A local long-term care home will be the first in northwestern Ontario to take on the butterfly approach for emotionally focused care. Staff at Pioneer Ridge are taking the first steps in a major shift in how they care for residents living with dementia.
So we're moving away from task-orientated care. We're going to be a family. So MCM and the leaders at Pioneer Ridge will be encouraging team members to sit, have a cup of tea with a person, look at a photo album with them.
Nurse consultant Mary Neal says the change to the butterfly approach can be overwhelming for staff who are trained in a task-oriented, risk-adverse philosophy, but that results are well worth it. The new model of care was developed by the UK organization Meaningful Care Matters. It's being implemented already in several Southern Ontario long-term care homes, and now it's here. The model involves a gradual but fairly drastic culture shift that puts people and their feelings first.
It can be moments when you're walking with somebody in a wheelchair and you're talking to them or rubbing their shoulder or telling them what's happening today and asking them how they're doing. It's just a change in how we do things.
Is really incredibly exciting and I think a really good first step to be able to broaden the scope of the Behavioural Supports Ontario approach.
Allison Denton says the approach could be expanded from Pioneer Ridge into long-term care homes across the region. It'll take 18 months to fully implement the model at the local facility. The first steps have already been taken, with brightly colored doors that make it easier to find home. Changes yet to come could include an end to uniforms, fewer locked doors, and more independence for residents. The Student Union of Confederation College unveiled their new 9-hole disc golf course this past week, which is open to both students and the broader community. The course is themed around the 7 grandfather teachings, and each hole features a painting by a local Indigenous artist. Jaden Billick has the story.
A grand opening was hosted on the Confederation College campus, where organizers unveiled the new disc golf course and the Indigenous artwork to go along with it. College President Michelle Salo was at the event and even tried throwing a disc herself. She speaks about the day and how artist Kayla Esquega was selected for the job.
So we're really excited to actually have this grand opening of our disc course. The students are so excited. They've been playing already for many, many weeks now. It's just been something that's been in collaboration with the Suki Union as well as the college itself.
Can you kind of talk a little bit about Kayla?
So she is somebody that one of our staff members knew and had some artwork of hers, and so she commissioned her to be able to come and do the work here on campus.
The 24-year-old Esquega grew up here in Thunder Bay and is a member of Gull Bay First Nation. She started creating her own artwork in her first year of high school, and over the years developing her own style through inspirations like Norval Morrisseau. She says seeing her artwork on display for many years to come will bring her joy every day, and hopes to pursue more projects like this one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I do sell art on my own, so every time anytime somebody buys my work, it's like super jarring because I'm like, wow, somebody enjoys it that much. But now it's on a field where so many people can see it. It's like kind of crazy to think about.
The college's student union president, Robin Gathercole, originally brought this idea forward when his team needed to introduce a low-cost sport on campus that's easy for new players to learn. After seeing other courses around town, he figured disc golf would be the perfect candidate. Gathercole spoke about working with Oswego and why this was a big importance for the team.
To be able to ask somebody, be like, hey, this is the vision that I got, this is where we really want to enhance the quality of the course like for years to come and really make it stand out, and for Kayla to be able to just be like, to connect emotionally and deeply, as she said, just brings it even more to life. So the whole experience of working with her is just tremendous.
The new disc golf course is available to use by anyone in the city. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
We're now joined by sports anchor Joel Mendelson. Joel, I'm not much of a disc golfer myself, but we can give it. Okay, well, maybe I'll get some practice over at the new facility there. But one sport at least I know a little more about is hockey, as the Cam River Fighting Walleye kicking off their season.
Yes, sir. They played the first weekend of their season, finished off today, and we'll have the highlights for you when we come back from the break.